This is going to be a quick update overview of my thundertiger XB buggy. Got this on the 16th of December, but actually didn't open it up until Christmas because it was my Christmas present to myself. And so far, I mean, the buggy's been pretty good. I have had a couple of issues, not serious ones, but a little frustrating here and there, but I wanted to update everybody on that. First thing you'll probably notice and recognize is that I did replace the shocks with these Traxxas ones. These are actually off of a Stampede 4x4. They're the front ones. And I'll probably eventually replace the rear ones as well. What transpired here was the way the shocks are constructed where my thumb is pointing at, they're like a cap or something, and that cap came loose and all the oil leaked out. And I've heard this happen to several people before, but I figured, let's try it and see. Maybe I could glue it, put some shoe glue or something in there, but I shouldn't have to do that with a ready-to-run buggy to have bad shocks from the beginning. Also, in my first video, I stated that an 8,000 milliamp Dortrax battery cannot fit in there. It actually can, and here it is with it in there. The strap that goes on right here doesn't fit, but it does have tie straps underneath it, or it does have actually places for the battery if you were running a nickel metal. You could actually do a tied strap and loop that around if you want. I didn't. I just kind of leave it like that and just run it with the top on. It seems to stay down pretty secure. I could also probably use double-sided tape, but hasn't been too big of an issue. One other problem that I had was, you can't really see it here because I already replaced it. This front part for the shaft, actually, I don't know, I think the way this is, and other people have had this issue as well. Get this right real quick. The way they've got this drive shaft on here, this center shaft, if you could see that little screw in there, right here, that actually came loose, and this slides back and forth. So I actually replaced it with a better one. There you go. You can probably see it a little bit better right there, I hope. I actually replaced it with another because it kept coming loose and put some actual red Loctite on it. The purple and the blue didn't work as well, and that kept that from sliding. But what had happened was, when I was driving, this came loose, and this plastic front shaft right here, yes, it's plastic, I don't know if you can see that, actually made this slide back, and it stripped that whole thing. So I had to buy that whole part, and it cost $8.99 just to get this one part, because it actually comes with the bearings and also part of the diff housing too, which kind of sucks, and there is no metal one. So that was another thing that I didn't like too much. I didn't have any problems with rocks, durables, or anything falling into the slipper clutch here. I've actually got a piece of tape underneath it, which has helped out, keep stuff from out of there. I had actually bought a set of the black wheels, and this happened the other day. Kind of pissed me off, but I was driving, I flipped once, it hit it, and it cracked a little bit, and I was driving again, I flipped again. This is on concrete, and the whole thing broke off. And I had bought these Proline Dirt Hogs for this, so now I have to boil this off, I don't know, use something to get it off with bacon or something, and get this off, and actually buy another set of wheels to put these on, because there's no use in throwing the tire away because it's still pretty good. But I've heard too that some of the wheels that they sell are weak. They have a 12mm hex, so you can actually put a Traxxas tire wheel in there, and I've actually put some Anacondas on here, the 2.8 ones, and they work pretty good. The only other issue that I've had, you see diff oil, they hardly come into me diff oil at all, and I ran some 3S's through here, and it literally killed the diff oil. But I put some, I think 10,000 weight in the front. I'm also going to try some 10, maybe 20 in the rear, because it definitely needs it. And the other thing with this is that with the tires and the wheels, they actually come with, you need a 3.0 hex screwdriver. That glare is probably killing it, to actually get in here and get these off, and it is a 12mm hex. The one thing about this, and I will take this off real quick, if I can get it, is that these are plastic. And the thing about the whole plastic is that they strip, especially if you're running 3S. I ran a couple of 3S packs through it, and I actually used a different tire and wheel, and I used a heavier tire and wheel actually, and they actually strip. So this piece right here stripped off because I guess it turned because the tire was too hard, and I had to buy 4 new of those. They only cost $4, but of course you have to get it from Tower and pay their money for it. And these were the tires and wheels that I ran on it. They're actually 2.2 truck size, but I figured it'd be okay. But with a 3S, I guess it was too much. I'll probably get some metal ones next week, maybe a week or two from now. They're about 18 bucks. So that is just a quick overview of it. If you have any questions, just send me an email, and I usually always try to respond to stuff coming back on it. But other than that, it's a pretty good buggy. Those small little things, shocks, these need to be replaced with metal, but I ran heavier tires, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that. But they definitely need to work on this screw that goes in here for the shaft, because that came loose several times, and blue and purple Loctite didn't work, and I had to use red, and red finally worked. And I also replaced the screw with another screw. I think it was one out of a pinion gear or something. But other than that, the buggy performs really well, and it runs good, and it jumps good. Probably do some modifications for it. I'm going to take it to the track tomorrow. Hopefully the track will be dry, and have some track running videos of it.